Here was Zack Britton, part of one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. You've played on all-star teams, but this pitching staff is like an all-star team in itself. What's it like being around this group of guys?
It's pretty awesome. Like you said, you don't really get to put a pitching staff like this together everywhere. Obviously, adding Garrett Cole into now, it's another guy that we get to pick his brain, and we've been doing that in spring. I think that's the best part, is just talking baseball with these guys that have performed at a high level, and you learn a couple new tricks along the way.
You have a new pitching coach this year as well. I know you've worked with various pitching coaches throughout your career, but what's it been like for you working with Matt?
You know, it was interesting when we hired him because I knew he didn't really have a pitching coach background per se in the big leagues, but it's been great. I think with the way analytics are in our game now, for him to be able to translate that to us in a way that we can actually apply it on the field is big. And I've been talking with him throughout the offseason since we hired him about certain things I want to do. But it's been great. He's not that much older than me. I guess now I'm one of the older guys on the team. So it was a weird dynamic maybe at first, but he's been great. And him and Mike Harkey together, I think, make a really good pair.
It is interesting when you start catching up to the coaches more as opposed to the rookies. Right. What has he been working with you then, specifically incorporating analytics into your game?
Yeah, so for me specifically, there was some stuff, some bad habits I created when I had that Achilles injury a few years ago. So he had some video of me back when maybe, I think the Indians maybe were scouting me. He had some video through the offseason. He showed me, hey, right away he knew what I was feeling, and we were able to do some drills to apply that, along with Sam, a guy that we hired through Driveline. He's working with the Yankees minor league guys. So with him and Matt together, we came up with a plan to create some good habits again and get my delivery back under me. Right now, I think a lot of it is just applying the analytics and how our balls are spinning, creating new pitches and pitch shaping. It's all like stuff that I never thought I would be talking about, but I've embraced it now and started doing it in the off season, and we're doing a lot of it now in spring.
In that vein, it seemed like towards the second half of last year, you started incorporating more of a changeup into your repertoire as opposed to just being a constant sinker. Yes. Yeah. Is that something that you're doing on purpose? Is that what you want to continue into this season?
Yeah, so when I got traded over in 18 here, they told me, hey, why don't you throw your slider more? And I was like, well, because I've only thrown my sinker. It's been working, so I kind of stuck with it. And they're like, we really like your slider. And it took me a little while last year. My command of my sinker wasn't that good through the All-Star break, and when I went home for the couple days off, I was like, hey, I'm going to embrace this and start throwing my slider more, and it turned into a big weapon for me. So this spring, I'm trying to just keep it there, if not improve it as much as I can. But that was something that came through the Yankees and their analytical department, just telling me that my slider was at times just as good as my sinker, and I needed to trust it more.
So look out, hitters, because now he's a two-pitch guy, not just the bowling ball. Working with different people on the team, who's kind of your guy in the bullpen that you kind of lean on and share secrets with?
Yeah, so Adam Ottavino would be the guy, especially if we're talking anything, analytics or pitch shaping, because his slider and his two-seam and his slider combination move more than anything I've ever seen. So if there's something that I want to pick his brain on like a pitch shaping wise, I'll talk to him. I'll actually talk to Chappie quite a bit. He doesn't talk a lot. I think people find that shocking when I say I'll talk to Chapman a lot in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And just kind of pick his brain on what he's thinking as the game's going on. Obviously.
What's he tell you?
We talk about, the hitters coming up in the lineup and maybe what he's thinking about doing. Like, he's starting to throw a slider a little bit more when he wants to use that. And then we'll kind of tell stories like closer days, I guess, like heydays type thing. But he really is thinking through the game. So I like picking Chappie's brain when I can get him to talk, which it's hard to do.